And welcome to Lions Field here in the campus of Southwestern Sons of God University in Waxahachie, Texas. For today, it's a doubleheader soccer time with the Lions hosting the Wiley College Wildcats. Rob Price here along with my partner, Adam Ferguson. Bright sunny day here in Waxahachie. Let's play some soccer, Adam.
Absolutely. We're looking to come off a loss, I believe, against Texarkana.
That's correct.
0-5. So the Lions are looking to get another home win here. They won last time at home. We saw them win right here on the broadcast on SAGU Sports Network against the UHV Jaguars. I always get them confused with the Cougars, but the UHV Jaguars, we saw them win. They
cats everywhere. We're cats too. We're Lions, so look, Wildcats today. It's all over the place.
Absolutely. And they came off a really good win last time at home against the UHV Jaguars. They had two goal of the year candidates from Amy Landon and Joy Reyes.
Absolutely.
From way outside the box. So a couple gutsy performances there with that home victory.
Joy Reyes shot in the second half, which really was the winner. It was about a 35-yard shot off the right foot. And Amy Landon, a defender, had a 40-yard bullet that got the Lions on the board, and that held. And I was talking to Amy and Amber Bilal after the game and just congratulated them, and they were wore out. They were tired, and it was a hard fought, and there was a smile from ear to ear on that win. So it's their first time back here at Lions Field since that big win against Victoria, hosting today the Wiley College Wildcats. What did you know, Adam, about this Wiley Ball Club?
Wiley Ball Club, this year so far, they've been led by some fantastic play by I believe freshman forward Kayla Taylor. She's got 4 goals on the year, and she's only taken 5 shots. So when she shoots the ball, it counts.
She's shooting 80%.
80%, absolutely. So when she shoots the ball, she's looking to score. So they're really led by her play offensively. Now, she has 5 shots. She's tied with the lead on that team with shots with Ruiz and Arias. They all have 5. She just happens to convert more often than the others.
Natalie Martinez in goal has already 14 saves for the Lady Wildcats. I should say Wildcats. I don't think they call the Lady Wildcats. They'll come into this game, Adam, 1-2 overall. Won their first game against Sentinel or Centenary, and then dropped 2. So they come into this game 1-2. Meanwhile, as we said, the Lions 1-3. And how do you see these two teams matching up in your research you've done? Who may have a slight advantage in what area, defensively, offensively? How are these two teams gonna get after today?
Well, they've both come off tough losses to the University of Texas A&M. A&M Texarkana. SAGU lost 0-5. They lost 2-4. So they both gave up almost the same amount of goals, but you have Wiley who scored 2 against them. So maybe look for them to have a little bit of a better offense than SAGU, but SAGU has been really good on defense so far. They've been able to kind of keep the ball out of their own end against those teams that they should play well against. We'll see if they can keep the ball out of their own end this year, or this game.
And we'll see how Amber Bilal does after giving up 5 goals on the road. Played her heart out in that 2-1 win here last time on the broadcast, but you know, it's a mental thing to overcome that many goals, and they probably weren't all her fault, but still, it was 5 shots that went through the net that she was guarding in. We'll just see how Amber responds to that tough loss last time.
Absolutely. Being unable to watch that game, it's hard to try to justify a 5-0 loss by SAGU, but you got to believe that she played a tough game, that she played to the best of her ability. You just never know with those schools, especially Texas A&M Texarkana, which is a branch of actual Texas A&M. So you never know. It's hard to try to see positive out of that, but you3have to try to do that for this game.
In 2 days from now, we'll be back on the broadcast again, hosting Laterno University. That's a 3 p.m. start. I think check that, maybe a 1 p.m. start for the ladies, 3 p.m. for the guys. And so really 2 games in 3 days here on the broadcast, and another good team coming into town. So Lady Lions got their hands full. As you see the schedule coming up ahead, then they go on the road forever, it seems like. At least we see them again. We won't see them again until October 14th, but you see MacU at home, and then Howard Payne at home, Southwestern Christian at home. Some good ball clubs here in the Sooner Athletic Conference, Adam.
Yes, there is. And we actually finally get to Sooner Athletic Conference play against Oklahoma City, I believe, on October 4th. So it feels like we played a ton of games that have been out of conference. They count, but you want to win those games when you get to, especially October 4th, on the road at Oklahoma City. You want to get those wins starting then in the conference.
Make sure you keep up with all the latest happenings on our social media sites as well. You can look up stats and scores and keep up to date on our Facebook page and Twitter feed, and of course have a YouTube channel, and many ways to keep up to speed on the latest and greatest of the wonderful athletics unfolding here on the SAGU campus. You see in the bottom left corner, where you can, even Instagram's in there.
Instagram, yep. You can see short little videos that we try to record, little pictures we try to take of the teams as we try to snap some pictures and videos. We have a pretty cool one of the football team leaving to go play Bethany, but we have some cool pictures and videos on Instagram you want to check out. Definitely don't miss that stuff on the SAGU Sports Network social media side.
Well, it is almost time to get things underway here. The ball is in midfield, and it's about time to get things going here at Lions Field on a nice, cool, breezy fall afternoon.
84 degrees. 84 degrees is cool in Texas.
Where's my golf clubs at? As soon as I'm done, I'm going to hit the golf course.
I might go with you.
Let's go.
And we are off. There's the weather down there for you today. 84 degrees, 50% participation, 71% humidity, so it's a little muggy outside. Light winds. They're going the opposite direction that they were last time we were on broadcast against UHV. They're blowing from left to right on your screen. Last week it was blowing from right to left.
And on up ahead, you're going to see the Lady Lions are wearing the white jerseys with the purple shorts, and Wildcats, they'll be in all darks with those fancy white tall socks today.
I think you might have that backwards. I believe I saw Amy Lambden in the gray. Number 13, senior for SAGU, I believe. SAGU is wearing the darker colors
You know what
today.
threw me off was the purple pants.
Exactly. They're blue.
I just, home team usually wears white, so I should not assume.
They sure do look purple. I mean, last time we saw them play, they were wearing white, so who can blame you?
And Wildcats tossing into play here. Try to get an idea who some of the starters are as we unfold and see some of their jerseys for you. There's a easy shot on goal.
They're trying to hit it from long range again, like they did last home game.
And now quickly works its way down towards Amber Bilal in the yellow. She's got some trouble here. She'll be able to scoop it up, and she wants to talk it over with her defenders before she lets it fly. Nice push up front there from Leslie Paez, and a whistle. Lions will have free kick near midfield.
We forgot to mention at the start of the game that the Wiley Wildcats are led by head coach Christine Aquino. It is her third overall year here at Wiley. She came in 2012 as an assistant coach, and she's the head coach of the team now.
Gabriela Mercado in goal for the Wildcats. She's a sophomore. They only have one other goalkeeper on, that's right, on their squad of freshmen. The only other person in goal that could play on the roster anyway, Natalie Martinez, but Gabriela getting the start today.
They have no seniors on their team. They're all sophomores, freshmen and juniors. They are a young team, so they're going to have probably the same team coming back next year if we see them again.
I really, that being said, Adam, I really like the Lady Lions' chances for several reasons, 3 reasons. One, at home. Number 2, you got senior Amber Bilal in goal. And 3, like you just said, the youth of the Wildcats really could be in a big advantage for the Lady Lions today. We'll have to see how that plays out, but I like where things are, at least as you set it up on paper, for the Lions to get the win and maybe increase the record to 2-3 on the season, which would be a huge start.
Absolutely.
For head coach Mandy Fortner.
You mentioned the senior Amber Bilal, but SAGU is also led by gutsy performances by junior Joy Reyes and senior Amy Lambden. So they have those I don't want to say older players, but they have the players with a little bit more experience that they've been trying to play as their last couple years or their last year here comes to a close. They want to make a mark. So they're playing with a lot on the line.
Amy Lambden is a 5'7" senior from Stockton, California. What's interesting about Stockton, California is the name of her high school, Jim Elliott Christian High School. And that's the same Jim Elliott, the very famous missionary who gave up his life in Ecuador for several decades ago for the cause of the Lord. And really a hero in the Christian faith, and so they named a whole school after him. It's probably his near hometown, and so she bears the name of a really powerful, courageous man of God. She plays that way. She plays with a lot of power and courage when she's on the field for sure.
Absolutely, she does. She's definitely one of the heart and soul members.
There she is, right there. She's going to pop it in. She's wears number 13.
You see how she plays back. That's because she is a defenseman. But last week against UHV, we saw her hit about a 40-yard shot. We said earlier outside the box. She was playing like a forward last week. She wanted to score and get that win for SAGU in regulation. So
we'll see a lot of her in action today, for sure. A couple nights ago, we called another game here in the SAGU Sports Network volleyball. Tough 3-set loss to
Oklahoma City.
Yep. The Stars, which is a good ball club. They came into that game 7-2. We came in 4-5, but it was the first game of the season in conference tournament play or conference play for both squads, and the Stars just overwhelmed the Lady Lions. Got off to a good start. We lost the first set 25-23, but really couldn't push them much in the second 2 sets, Adam.
Yeah, we're looking for them to come back here and get a couple wins. I believe that we will be on air. The next time for volleyball we will be on air is Tuesday, September 30th against Southern Nazarene at 7 p.m. So come on. If you're here at SAGU, come on out and watch that game. And then if you're not, go ahead and tune into SAGU.tv and see if we can't get a win here against Southern Nazarene.
The ball goes back and forth. No real major attempts. Shot on goals worth. Oh, mention there's a player down.
Gonna get a whistle.
And there's going to be a whistle on that one. It's going to be whistled against the Lady Lions, and the Wildcats will get the ball near midfield. I was going to say there's not really been a strong shot on goal. We're only 5 minutes in, but no real threat yet. You have one shot that's kind of went over the net for the Wildcats, but no real offense. I think this is a spot where, Adam, where both teams are just kind of filling each other out, seeing where the strengths are, and you'll see some moves here pretty soon.
We saw that last week in the guys' game. It actually lasted a really long time in the SAGU versus UHV men's game last week. It felt like they were trying to feel each other out the entire first half, and then UHV got a goal in the very last second. He scored the goal and they called the half in stoppage time. So we might see, especially in these non-conference games, you don't really see these teams that often. So you're trying to get a feel for your opponent, trying to see where their weaknesses might be. So they're going to try to, might see a lot of play towards the middle of the field here.
Laura Lavuna, number 6, handling the ball in the middle, now down towards the Wildcats end. She'll spin it over to Laureen Luvada. Hope I'm saying your name right. I think there's probably a sister combination. You have a Laura and a Loveen, a Laura and a Laureen, and both her last name of Lavuna, so I assume they are siblings. Both freshmen, both 5'4". I'm going to take a stab and say twins.
We might have twins out here.
I'm just using inductive reasoning here. We'll get our crack Stefan to confirm if Laura and Laureen are indeed twins, but I'm banking they probably are. 2 5'4" freshmen. Yep. Wildcats hail from Marshall, Texas. And, boy, there's been some rivalry over the years, Adam, between these two ball clubs. I know before you joined us here as a student, you maybe heard about some of the great games on the basketball court, but and even in the football field. But this is it's a heated rivalry between SAGU and the Wildcats. And no love lost between these two teams. Well, they respect each other, but they are fiercely competitive.
Absolutely. And sadly, I haven't been around for any of those, big football games or basketball games, but I don't believe that they played this year, football or basketball. I don't believe they play each other.
Well, I think Wiley was in the Red River.
They are, yes.
And so when we left, that kind of ended that rivalry unless there was a non-conference schedule that a Coach Bostrick or a Coach Goding would schedule. But, yeah, I think this year, except for this match here, I think we'll steer clear of each other.
So we're kind of getting a treat here. Here we got a fast break here.
Amber Bilal's got to be careful here. And
good job.
Stayed centered, kept her angles right, minimized the shot on goal going in, and she was in the right place at the right time. And not really a great shot on goal, but
she didn't get all of it.
Yeah, at least the Wildcats have now an attempt. They can try to build off that. And there's below us Miriam Garza, number 14.
They'll probably look to see what transpire there to try to get to achieve a fast break like that. So they might try to capitalize on that, try to do it again here soon.
You're just looking for holes in the defense. When time you're passing the ball in midfield, you're looking for the defensive shifts and see what they're doing, how they're reacting, who's guarding who. And then there's a push there by Amy. And then once you steer clear and get free, that's when you make your move. That's what we just saw a moment ago. So, yeah, Wildcats just kind of testing the waters of the Lions' defense. And play on.
Looking for handballs.
Boy, Whitney Burns is just all over that ball.
Yeah.
Aggressive play. And more aggressive play. Goes right to the right side, over to Garza.
Going back to this rivalry that you said we have with Wiley, that's kind of the thing that's kind of a bummer about moving to the Sooner Athletic Conference. It's
a shove. Play on. We got a whistle. I thought they may blow it. They did. Called against Joy Reyes. Boy, she was not offsides, and had she cleared that without contact, she would have had a legitimate shot at putting that ball in the goal.
We saw that happen last week. She kind of got away with not throwing an elbow, but using her elbow to get a little bit of space, and she scored the game-winning goal for SAGU. And they didn't call anything. Thought maybe they might have, but she hit her pretty hard there. Not going to get away with that one.
I remember making the call with Tim, and I think I even said, well, she got to just go away with a big shove. And just as I said that, she kicked the ball and as you just scored. Yeah, so sometimes the refs are looking the other way, or at that moment they're looking down for just a second, or they don't see the angle, and Joy will take it. It was a powerful goal.
Absolutely.
Very aggressive player. Definitely a contact sport.
Got something going here.
Be careful here. Careful.
Ooh.
All right, Amber
Good job
gobbles that one up.
Really good defense by Daniela Ramirez there. She kind of shielded her off, the senior from Waco, Texas. Shielded her off there and didn't let her get an open shot. So it's really good defense there. And good job by Belial to cover that up.
Nahim Harias almost got a good shot on that and kind of weakly dribbled it right into the arms of Amber. But Nahim definitely had an opportunity to make something happen there for the Wildcats.
And we have Daniela Ramirez listed at 4'11", but she did not look 4'11" there. She was playing really, really good defense there on that opportunity for Wiley.
There's Lambden, she'll cheat up. Here she goes again now. Nadine Jaimes with Amber. Amber really play as a defender. She is almost in the penalty box. Look out. Here come the Lions looking for some space. They'll try to retain possession right here and center back up again. And reload with Burns. Long cross center. Look out. And that's the first legitimate shot on goal. Easily wrapped up by Mercado. And that was, looked to be Leslie Paez had that shot on goal. But I like how the Lions at least got a good look at it.
Going deep into the Lions
high
territory
bouncer.
Here. Uh-oh. They have an open net. Oh, good defense by Lambden.
Who else? Lambden.
Wow.
Just
clears it.
Said no thank you. Not on my watch.
They had a real opportunity there. Belial was out of position. Lambden, huge defense there. Wow.
Showing why she is probably the best player on the team. I mean, it's hard to say that with this many players, but she has shown herself again and again as the key person at the right place at the right time. Now here comes another shot on goal, and that one's going to sail wide right. That's now 3 shots on goal in the last few minutes for the Wildcats.
SAGU has to get something going here on the Wiley end. They have to start getting some shots on goal. They had that one that came from looked real far out, but they haven't had anything down there ever since.
Fight inside and taken away by Jaimes. Wildcats come back away with it. Headed off. Another header. And stolen away. Now left side. Oh, and you know what? Jaimes, she just fought with it. Now she does turn around and fight to get it back, but had she stayed right there, she probably would have got the ball back. And a whistle that's going to be side out off of SAGU, or off of the Wildcats. There's Lambden. They'll stretch it out and try the right side. You want to pull the defender in and push it forward. You want to have that 3-on-2 is what you're looking for, to get the defender so where there's an open person. Now here's a push ahead, and not much there happening.
The wind has seemed to die down here on the field right behind the chapel. So try to get SAGU to use it to their advantage because they were into the wind at first, but now there is none. So see if they can push it down the pitch a little bit here.
I was on my way over here to the broadcast and bumped into Jason, familiar name here, Gentry. That's right. The Gentrys are back. In fact, there's now 2 of them.
Wow.
There's Jason, who is a transfer from Dallas Baptist University, and his younger brother, Micah Gentry.
Okay.
Now, of course, Gentry is well known around the campus because of Caleb Gentry, who just graduated. He's now a graduate assistant coach for Coach Boswick. So there's going to be 3 Gentrys on the bench area, 2 on the floor, 1 coaching. And I kind of said to Jason, I said, Jason, Rob Price, nice to meet you and all that. And I said, listen here, I know you've heard this before, but it's the truth. I said, brother, you've got some big shoes to fill. And he just grinned. He said, I know. My brother's, he's a legend on here. I said, you are a good player. I know you are. If you're a Gentry, you can play. And he's like, I'm looking forward to working hard for this team. And great attitude, you know, really respectful and kind to everyone he meets. And he's a transfer. For what I hear from Boswick, he can ball. So we're looking forward to a great year from our perspective. To call the name Gentry again will be a very pleasant experience for me in the broadcast booth. I love calling Caleb's games, and now we've got Micah and Jason both on the squad for Coach Boswick.
Absolutely, and we saw really how important Caleb Gentry was last season to the team. We had to play his first couple games without some of our stars, and he shined. He was fantastic. Having to play with, don't want to take anything away from some of the backups on the basketball team because they're all on the team for a reason. They're all good players, but we really saw Caleb Gentry shine last year in those first couple games, and he was fantastic.
Caleb Gentry made one play that defined his 4-year career when he was beaten on a defensive play near midcourt in a transition moment, and he literally dove. He was horizontal to the floor and dove and just stripped from behind a player who was dribbling near midcourt, and as he dove, flicked the ball forward to another teammate, and it was then bounced off an opponent's leg out of bounds. And you just were staring at this moment like, did I just see what I thought? I just saw a man literally dive horizontal for the ball, a scramble, and a turn at a key point in the game. And, of course, you go on to win the game, and you look back at that one defensive play, and that defined he never gives up on a play, ever. And, of course, he's the player who last year made SportsCenter.
Absolutely.
Did you ever see that play?
I did. It was on the top 10, yeah.
Of course you had to see the play.
I would compare him a lot to, as we're watching a women's soccer game, Amy Lambden. You can't talk about her enough. She plays defense. She plays with her heart. She is gutsy. You got to kind of compare the two. And again, here, we've seen her make a couple really good defensive plays. So it's nice to have her here for one more year.
Absolutely.
The 4th-year veteran. You cannot talk about her enough, and it's just awesome to see her here.
The men will kick things off around 3 o'clock here at Lions Field at the conclusion of this game with a small break in between. And we are still scoreless here, about 16 minutes into play.
Have something going here. Oh, good job by
Amber
Bilal to
just
come
boots
up.
that out of play.
Good job.
Sometimes it's the best thing to do is just end it quick and don't backpedal, just go attack.
Oh, yeah.
If you see that the offensive player does not yet have full possession of the ball and you can get there beforehand, it's a split-second decision, and she made the right one and just booted it out of bounds, way out of bounds. But
great job.
Wildcats to get the ball back, but Belial tending goal beautifully here early on in the first half.
We have a pretty good crowd out here for a 1 o'clock women's game, for there being classes and all that. We have a pretty good crowd out here for the women's game.
Yeah, if you're around campus, come on out and support these Lions. Look at that. Great to see the fans fill up those stands.
Absolutely. Saw a Pastor Sid over there, the dorm pastor Teeter, so he's out here to watch a good contest between Wiley and SAGU.
Sid plays a minor role in our upcoming student film project. He plays a store clerk, and it is funny. I'm not going to give it away, but it is good stuff, and we'll be premiering that first ever full-length feature film from SAGU Cinema here in a few months. Look for that probably sometime in the month of February 2015. And it's a groundbreaking project, and we're glad to have a lot of SAGU faculty and staff and students part of that, not just behind, but in front of the camera as well. And Sid definitely played a funny role in one of those scenes.
Thought maybe we were going to get a corner kick there, but I guess they're saying the ball went out on SAGU. Thought we might see our first corner kick.
Magana will kick this in for the Wildcats. Magana is a junior, 5'6" junior, forward. Got a good leg. Oh, that's headed back by Burns.
It was an odd kind of sequence there. She tried to almost kind of backwards heel kick that ball, and
weird.
Not have any of that. Just use the head. So. There you see Joy Reyes, the hero of last week's home game.
Absolutely. She's a transfer from another Southwestern College. Went to high school at Trinity High near Bedford, Texas, where she calls home now. For years, we were Southwestern College in the university back in the mid-90s, the name change. In midfield, holding steady, is Lavana.
Oh, we got something going here. Good
And
defense by Reyes.
Joy
Wow.
Reyes, yeah, just kind of keeping her body between the ball and the offensive player.
And as exciting as a corner kick may be to watch, it's always better to kick the ball out, set up for a corner defensively than it is to let them get the ball real deep and maybe get a shot off.
No doubt.
See more fans coming out to the game. See them walking there by the baseball and softball fields.
There's a parent
Up close and personal.
Yeah, that's a parent with a camera saying, "Can I get a shot of that real quickly?" Right in the action. Here comes the kick.
Up high. Good job.
Headed away.
That was Landon.
I think it was.
Oh, no, that was...
The Wildcats will...
I think that was Kaylee Cox who headed that out of there.
Wildcats keep it in play, but the ball keeps going back towards their own goal, and they'll reset right in their midfield and waste no time and inbound the ball. And we'll try it again.
You were talking about how we used to be called Southwestern College. I just want to go ahead and send a congratulations out to one of our sister schools and my former school, Valley Forge Christian College, just became the University of Valley Forge. I just want to send a congratulations out to them. I went there for 1 year as a music major. Congratulations, Valley Forge. That's a big step.
It is. That means you're now offering some advanced degrees, and it's good to see that school in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Since the only thing I've got against you is you're a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, but I'm working through that because I'm a big Cardinal fan, so we've got our issues, but we're civil right now anyway. We'll keep it civil right now.
Got a shot on goal here.
There's Amy.
Good job.
That up.
It's good defense. They're not letting them get any clear shots. It's really good job. Good defense. It might be down in the SAGU end, but if you're playing good defense, it almost neutralizes that.
So I guess it's UVH, not VFU. It's University F. Okay, it's University F.
Yep.
That's great. Great, congratulations.
Got another opportunity here. Oh, she keeps it.
Good defense by Reyes, number 9 on the right side. And Amber will just let that
wide.
sail so that we'll give the ball back to the Lady Lions. Reyes on the right, Landon on the left. Now, Reyes does play forward, but she's back there playing defense when the ball, of course, is that tight. There's number 22, Amber. She's also from California, from Roseville, California, out of Whitney High School. Oh, and a push and no whistle. Did you see that? That's against Ramirez. Danielle Ramirez took one. Now she returns the favor. And now Ramirez, a little feisty.
You like to see that. Get him fired up.
And she'll inbound the ball. She's a senior. 4'11".
Not playing like she's 4'11".
Is what it says. But Adam disagrees with that.
She is.
At least in how she's playing.
She is playing like a
fight
real
with the ball,
big.
right side. A good scramble. Oh, and off the head, and the ball stays in play.
She is down.
That was Jaime's, and yet still down on that play is a Wildcats player. And number 10, Jaime, is just bound and determined to get that ball. And now whistle.
Looked like that hit. Forgive me if I mispronounce his name, but Khadija Biro, I believe, the freshman defenseman for Wiley. Looked like she took a shot to the head there.
Another shot to the head. Tavares.
You see, down there, number 12, Gloria Lozano. She is 6 foot tall junior from El Paso, Texas. She's a full head above anybody out there on the field. It looks like.
.21 minutes remain in the first half. Not much stoppage time, I would imagine, if any. Not really a whole lot going on in that area, but still scoreless. And there's an attempt at a steal, and it goes out of bounds. We'll keep it right here. Daniela Ramirez will inbound. She's out of Waco High School, down in Waco, Texas. I have a short-term affinity for Waco now because of Baylor. Quarterback Bryce Petty lives in my neighborhood. Great, wonderful, wonderful family. Parents went to high school, Midlothian High School, where I stay at, where I live at, and just a wonderful young man. In fact, Bryce Petty starred in our very first ever SAGU Cinema film, Breaking News, as a quarterback when he was in high school. So good to see Bryce playing so well at Baylor. Careful now, here comes a shot past the net. Gonna have to get it out of bounds quickly or clear it, and the Wildcats do so, and Amy will waste no time. She'll look over the field and get it right back in bounds. Looks ahead, looks right, back to the right. Looking for an opening. Here. Center, turn. Now moving ahead, and a shot on goal.
Oof.
And it was batted down. That was Sanchez, the freshman from Grand Prairie, Texas, with the first real good shot on goal, Adam, we've seen all game long for the Lady Lions.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ball has been spent good move there by Leslie Paez. She had a really good move there. But most of the time, the ball has been played.
It's still a live ball. No offsides called. And she looks for centering help.
To flip in.
If you can manage a steal here in the corner, you can maybe make something happen. Joy will let the ball be pushed backwards, and now it's going to be a fight with Ramirez. Who else?
Good job.
And the Wildcats want to just get this ball on the other side. There they go, on the other side. It hit someone's head along the way. Didn't catch the player. Clear back to Amber.
Back to Belial. She boots it over to Lambden.
So do they have a soccer program up there where you were at in Valley Forge, another Assembly of God school?
They did. They did have a soccer program. I never got the opportunity to go to any games, but they did have a soccer program when I was up there.
Now up ahead. A little bump.
Another elbow.
Two number 10s going at it. Jaime and Magana. A battle on the right side in the first half here. Amy. In midfield, that's Cruz for the Wildcats. They'll reset. Just trying to play some ball control here. And not a good pass down the line to get the ball back over to Southwestern.
Lambden with the throw, and she does everything, doesn't she? She just...
she's got the vision, court and the floor awareness.
Great player to watch.
Field awareness to know where to put the ball in play. I know Coach Fortner likes her with as many touches as possible, and there's a kick that'll be probably grabbed right before the line. Yeah, we're good. Here come the lines now, trying to reset from the right side, and a defender fell down that could prove helpful. No offside called here. Here's Jaime to get a shot on
goal.
And it just
left.
Misses.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness. Man. Wide open. Missed by maybe 3 feet. Nadine Jaime with a really good look on goal. Got the goalie to pull out. Here it is again. And then a shot near the penalty box line. It just dribbled right past.
Thought it was going to trickle in there, but just to the left a little bit. So close to being up this game 1-0. That first goal is always so important because you can just see momentum shift after that first goal happens.
Lady Lions let one slip away there. That's a real good look here based on how this game's been going. That's a strong look. Now the Lions almost got the ball back, and Jaime's trying to steal it back. Just had that good shot on goal, and referees will blow the whistle, call a foul on the Lady Lions.
We've seen SAGU play really well here the last 5 or so minutes. Ever since about the 20-minute mark, they've kept the ball down in the Wiley end.
Well, look right there, Adam. Like you said, they're just outrunning the other players to the ball, to the point of contact. That's just pure hustle. That's from Shekinah Ellis. She goes by Shay Ellis, the freshman, just out hustling the Wildcats on that play.
And that's important.
That pays off at some point. You keep doing that, it'll pay off for you.
Absolutely. You see, you look at obviously as a team, you want your whole team to hustle like we just saw Shay do. I think that it might speak volume. Got a whistle here. I think it speaks volumes and speaks in a positive note towards, again, Amy Lambden. She hustles. Every time the ball is close to her, she's making a play. And I think that kind of speaks for the rest of the team. They kind of want to get on her level.
Sure.
And play just like their senior leader. Not sure what that whistle was on, but Wiley's gonna have a free kick here. Pretty close to the SAGU end.
Headed away by Amy. Left side. Leslie Cruz tries to maintain possession. Lets it go out of bounds, but she knew that the Lions had touched it last, so she'll quickly throw it in. Battling around the corner is Taylor.
Pass. Good job.
And clearing out, we'll have a corner kick, I believe. No, it's going to be a Lions ball.
Again, withstanding the Wiley offense. Good defense. They've played really well. Again, the last 5 to 8 minutes, they played some really, really good soccer. Able to cut it off there.
Absolutely. Think got to live 1 second in the future in soccer. Where will the ball be in 1 second? Not where it is now. Where's the ball likely going? All about anticipation. As you see, I think some of the soccer guys are getting ready to get ready for their game.
Again, we'll have the men's soccer game here on the SAGU Sports Network at 3 o'clock. Again, they play Wiley College.
A lot of physicality over here, Adam, along the right side.
Absolutely. They're fired up.
I love it.
They are fired up. Good job. Another throw in here for Wiley.
Almost crossed her line with on the foot, her right foot. They could have called that.
Got a whistle here on SAGU, so Wiley's going to get a free kick just outside the box, it looks like. This could be dangerous.
They'll set up a wall, but it's going to be a free kick.
This could be big for Wiley College. See the wall made of Mariah Sanchez, Daniela Ramirez. I think I saw Gloria Lozano in there. Here we go. Potential big play here for Wiley.
See what kind of setup the Wildcats come up with.
And right at Belial. She's in the right place.
Yeah, just a straight shot, testing Belial. She's on the mark. And collision up in the air. Shay Ellis.
It's going to go in SAGU's favor here.
Is going to get the better of that one. Shay Ellis out of Centennial High School. Just a freshman, 5'2". Frisco, Texas is her hometown in the North Dallas area. And Reyes sends it back out wide. Jaimes, where's number 10? Gets it back into Reyes.
Cross pass.
Check that McNutt.
Kaylee Cox, right off another Wiley player. And a long shot.
Shot on goal, easily handled. That's another one from Sanchez, Mariah Sanchez. She's a freshman from Grand Prairie, Texas, out of South Grand Prairie. Clean look, but not a real threat to score. We're near the 11-minute mark. 0-0, as they would say in Europe.
Good pass there.
0-0. But a lot of exciting action here. As you can kind of sense. Got the feeling there's someone's going to score a goal before half. You get the feeling that someone's going to break through here. I don't think a flurry of goals, but there's just enough effort here that someone's probably going to punch through and go into the halftime with a 1-0 lead based on how the ball is now moving, and there's some more shots on goal that we're seeing.
You can't get down on yourself if you're the SAGU Lady Lions, because remember last week when they got that first goal in the first half, it was in the final minute of that first half of play. So don't get down. You've got 10 minutes left. There's still a good amount of time left to get something going here.
And Adam, in your opinion, what's the difference between going in halftime 0-0 versus a 1-0 or a 2-0 lead if you're Coach Fortner? How do you mix up or change up your halftime talk if you go in there with a 1 or 2 goal lead?
It's a huge difference going in 1-0 than 0-0, because if you go in at halftime at 1-0, you can have Mandy Fortner can talk to her team about how they need to keep you want to keep the foot on the gas. You don't want to kind of play back and be happy with a 1-0 win. On the other side, for Wiley, she's got to coach them to try to push, tie the game up, and that could lead to some mistakes. You never know what could happen if you try to do too many of those long passes to get a player downfield and they get intercepted, and then you just have nobody back. So it's a huge difference being down from a 0-0 tie. Oh, we got a chance here.
Here comes a possibly really good look. Here's a center. Oh, and past.
Left.
Right past.
Miriam Garza, right past
Garza.
her.
Just overshot Christine Garza, or Miriam Garza, and that was a real good attempt. The Wildcats let slip out of their fingers, and here's Valaus will come eat that one up and send it back out. But good center. I'm not sure if Garza was in the right place or if the center pass is too behind, but overall it was a good play, good effort from the Wildcats. A scary play if you're Coach Fortner.
You remember last week against UHV in both games, there was a goal for SAGU at the end of the right at the end of the first half, and then in the men's game right at the end of the first half for UHV. And in both games, the losing team was coached well, because within the first 3-4 minutes of the second half, the team that was down came back and scored.
Yeah.
So good coaching at halftime we saw last week. We'll see what happens here.
Nearing 8.5. There's Shea Ellis.
Some more good defense. Wow.
Amy looking for help. Wildcats take it away. On up ahead. I'm not sure
cleared it out.
The purpose of that was, but no one in sight there. You're beginning to see the Lions, in my opinion, have a little bit more time of possession. It's tough to tell, we don't have a clock on it, but you just get the sense that the Lions, since those first 3 or 4 minutes, have really taken control with the balance of who's got possession of the ball.
It looks like they still have their legs underneath them. They look to be very well conditioned, beating Wiley to the spot a lot of the times here again the last 10 minutes. So looks like they're very well conditioned, and they've just been outplaying them here at the end of the first half. Long pass attempt here by Wiley.
Might sail out of bounds, so I'll just let it go.
Have a throw in here for
Lozana will kick it back in, or toss it back in for the Lions. Under 7.5. That'll be Ramirez, actually. And surrounded by white jerseys is Kenzie McNutt. The Lions will keep possession. Be a free kick.
Across
left
the
side
field.
to Lambden, and she'll set things up from the left side. Looking for a quick strike here as we near the 6-minute mark.
Wow. You see, Shea Ellis is just
She's quick, isn't she?
She's out muscling the Wiley players. She's able to just almost like a basketball box them out and get the ball. It's impressive. It really is.
Keep an eye on Shea. She's a forward, so she'll look to score when she gets a shot at it.
Absolutely.
Sanchez trying to play some two-man ball with.
Oh, here we go. We got something going.
Pies number 11, Sanchez number 17. Work well together in the middle. I like how the refs are letting them play. You're seeing a lot of arms shove and push, but not a lot of whistles. A few.
Chance for Wiley here. Oh, good
quick
fake.
Stop, reloads.
She's got the cross.
Punch kick, and led her man just about 3 feet ahead. Not a bad play from the Wildcats from number 12 for Wiley.
Kayla
Taylor. But again, just those centering passes just barely off the mark, and you've got to have a good, clean look into the person who's crossing. And it's just not happened yet for the Wildcats, but they're knocking on the door again.
Yeah, keep an eye out for number 12.
And they're going to call an offsides against Taylor.
Keep an eye on her. She's the player for Wiley who has converted on 80% of her shots. So just watch her to pick and choose her spot. She is the leading goal scorer on Wiley with 4. So look for their offense to run through her. She's also a smart player. She knows when to shoot it.
Now left side. Cutting that off is Kenzie McNutt. Should get it up on ahead. Left side now clearing way up front. It's going to be Shea. And I think McGanna fighting over the ball. It'd be Wildcats ball. Check that. That's actually Birat, number 18. Khadija Birat. A lot of freshmen and sophomores, like you said, on this Wiley ball club.
They are a young team.
Look out for them in about 2 years.
Especially because Kayla Taylor, she is a freshman. So they've got her for hopefully for them, for 4 years, so she can hopefully be the leading goal scorer like she has been on this Wiley team for 4 years. That'll be huge.
There she is right there, right on cue. You mentioned her. She's right there in the middle of the ball, playing away from her regular side. She's usually staying on the right side offensively. Then she scoops to the left. Under 4.5 remaining. Here's a steal. Wildcats will bring it back up. Center. Sanchez tries to cut it off, and the ball squirts on up ahead to Amber.
SAGU's play has been impressive here at the end of the first half, but one thing they might want to work on is cleaning up those passes a little bit. It looks like they're trying to lead too much, get too many long passes, and they get picked off, and you see sort of a fast break opportunity here for Wiley. Maybe clean those up a little bit in the second half, try to get some good possessions out of it.
All right, there's a bad pass like you were just talking about. That's got to be a cleaner pass. You got to see that defender is already on your teammate. Just look somewhere else. It's just basically a turnover, an easy turnover.
You see number 12, Gloria Lozano, head that ball out of the way. That's where that 6-foot frame comes in handy. She's able to get up above everybody else and deflect that shot away from danger.
She's a 6-foot junior from El Paso, went to Socorro High School along with Leslie Paez. I assume they probably went to high school together, both out of Socorro High School in El Paso. Sanchez now under 3 minutes before any stoppage time, if that is allowed. And we are still scoreless.
With all the physical play that the referees have let happen.
Ooh, how about that right there?
Yeah, just as I was saying, physical play. Someone hits the grass, but
it's Irias called for the whistle.
Long pass up ahead. Here we go. We got something brewing here.
Looks to center. She's got a center.
Ooh,
and great defense in the middle.
Oh, that was Nadine Jaimes. I'm sorry.
From the Wildcats, just stomped that right out. That was a good setup from Ellis, looking to center it to Jaimes.
Get something going here.
Lions will keep the ball now under 2 minutes remaining, and maybe a minute of stoppage time. It won't be much. So we're near the end.
Not a lot. You're right. They have let a lot of things go here. We'll see how much time there's going to be. It's up to the refs. It's really a matter of opinion how much they think they should put on the clock. But I don't think that it will be a lot because they've let a lot go here.
Paez just puts the ball between her knees and her shins, and the whistle is just stuck on the ref's side. They let him play on. And
Wiley was looking for a whistle.
Handball. Let's go.
They might be out of position here. They were looking for a whistle. Caitlin flipping.
On up ahead.
7.
And
Kenzie McNutt.
Not really a good shot on goal. Kind of a boot looking for some help, and it looked like a shot on goal, but that was McNutt. We'll give the ball back to the Wildcats.
No, in these last couple minutes, you cannot get lazy.
No.
You cannot play lazy defense here.
And
finish out the half.
See Taylor pushing off Lambden, and Lambden just gives her the business back.
Gonna get a whistle.
And being the good sport she is, they'll check on Taylor. This is the first real,
here's where we added
time where there's no play. And so now the clock's ticking for the refs. So under 40 seconds remaining.
Free kick for Wiley.
It's Rosas.
Puts it up.
Clears now to the left side under 30. Garza will send it wide and out of bounds. And we've almost reached the end, and we'll just probably see what the stoppage is, and looks like we may go to halftime 0-0. It looks real possible.
Final 15
Unless
seconds.
you want to replay what happened with the men at the end of the first half.
Hope not.
On our last broadcast.
They were stunned. They thought the half was over. But no, the referees kept it going. And here we go. We are in stoppage time. We'll see how much the refs let them play. Oh.
I think there's no more play.
It looks like they're just going to.
No, they're going to stop to get the time. I stand corrected.
Okay.
They stop for a moment to give everyone a notice of how many minutes are left, so the scorekeepers can be up to speed. But yeah, there will be just a few moments. It appears.
It looks like they're going to halftime. They are going to halftime.
Well, they are
no
going to halftime.
stoppage time.
We thought there was going to be some, but they're just going to walk off the field. The refs agreed that there wasn't enough time really to warrant any extra time, although technically it was probably maybe a minute.
Maybe.
But refs say, you know what, let's take a break in this heat, call it a half, and so we will do just that as well. We'll take a quick break here on the SAGU Sports Network. We are deadlocked at 0-0, 0-0, Wildcats and Lady Lions. We'll be right back after these messages on the SAGU Sports Network.